Who do you think will be the biggest beneficiary of the AI revolution? Nvidia, Microsoft, data center companies? But there is one name which almost never makes it to the list. And that is the cables and the wires industry.
See, whether it is AI, EV, data centers, or renewable energy, for powering all of these, there is one thing in common. Electricity and the entire infrastructure of electricity depends on an invisible network, and that is wires and cables. So in today's video, we will understand the story of this boring industry and see why it has become such a big structural opportunity. Now the stocks from this sector have already performed well, but the interesting part is these stocks still have a lot of potential left. And we will also understand why this sector is gaining attention and what the leading companies are saying in their latest Q4 FY26 management commentary and what are the risks that investors should keep in mind. So basically we will cover everything, the sector story, the key stocks, the targets, the buy zone, and what should investors do from here. So now let's start from the very beginning. Now just think, no economic activity is possible without electricity. If you want to run a factory, electricity is needed. If you want to run a data center, train an AI model, charge an EV, electricity is needed for all of it. Now what are the major drivers for this sector? Rising industrial electricity use, EV adoption, increase in demand for air conditioning, rapid expansion of AI infrastructure and data centers. So all of these trends are coming together, and in India this story is even more compelling. In the last one decade, India's electricity generation has increased from 1.16 lakh crore units to 1.82 lakh crore units, and total installed power capacity has expanded from 305 gigawatt to 475 gigawatt. So these are not just numbers. This is a fundamental shift. But here it is very important to understand one thing. Generating electricity is just the first step, but getting that electricity safely and efficiently to every factory, every home, every data center, now that is an equally important job. And who does this job? The transmission and the distribution infrastructure, meaning wires and cables. See, inside every transmission network, there is a complex network of cables that distribute electricity. And that is why whenever electricity demand increases, the cable demand automatically increases. Now let's see how big is the size of this industry. According to Mordor Intelligence estimate, India's wires and cables market in 2025 is roughly $21 billion. And in the next decade, it can grow to $35 billion. And if you look at the share prices, companies like Polycab India, KEI Industries, and RR Cables have delivered strong returns in the last 5 years. But before the story of returns, it is very important to understand the story of the industry, because an investor who understands the story also understands the returns better. And now let us understand each driver of this demand. Driver number 1, renewable energy expansion. India's renewable energy expansion is one of the world's largest clean energy transmission initiatives, and the government's target is to achieve 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel electricity capacity by 2030. And here is an interesting angle that many people miss. Now, large renewable energy projects like solar farm and wind farms are mostly located in remote regions like deserts of Rajasthan, coastal areas far away from the cities. To connect that electricity to the national grid, long distance transmission cables are needed. And the same issue exists with thermal power plants as well. They are also mostly built on the outskirts. So the renewable energy expansion is not just a story of panels and turbines, it is also a story of cables. Now let's come to the second driver, data center. And this is perhaps the most interesting drivers. Now India's data center capacity is expected to sharply increase in the next decade. Estimates suggest that by 2035, India's data center capacity could reach roughly 14 gigawatt. Now to operate data centers, there is a massive electricity requirement. Servers, cooling systems, networking infrastructure all continuously consume power. So this tells us how closely data center boom is linked with cable demand. Driver number 3. EVs and charging infrastructure are also a growing demand. Now, traditionally, wires and cable demand was mostly linked to residential construction or basic infrastructure, simple building wires and low value products. But today, there is a shift in the demand happening from basic building wires to high value specialist cables. Now, let us have a look at the risk factors. If global markets see copper prices move sharply, then there is a direct impact on the cost structure of the manufacturers. For example, in 2025, in RR Cable's results, the increase in expenses was largely due to the copper prices. So, profitability to a large extent is linked to global metal price trends. When raw material prices remain stable, margins also improve. Also, new players are entering the wire segment, and it is a real challenge for the established players. But the established players also have an advantage. Building brand reputation, product performance, and distribution network takes significant amount of time to build. And according to KEI Industries management, it can typically take 5 to 7 years for any new entrant to achieve this scale. So competition risk is real, but the moat of established players is also strong. Now we have talked about macro and policy level things. But what are the company's management saying right now? For that, let us straight dive into the absolute latest Q4 FY26 earnings calls. And now let's start with the market leader, Polycab India. Now, if you just look at the headlines, Polycab had a blockbuster year. In Q4 FY26, they reported their highest ever quarterly profit after tax of 7.9 billion rupees and a massive 27% year-on-year revenue growth. Sounds perfect, right? But here is where you need to look closer. While the revenue grew by 27% in Q4, their actual volume growth in the core cables and wire segment was only in the low single digits. Wait, what? How does the revenue grow by 27% if the volume barely moved? The answer is price hikes. The management revealed that they took cumulative price hikes of around 18-19% between January and March just to pass on the rising cost of raw materials like PVC, which literally doubled in price during the first 2 weeks of the quarter. So the recent growth was heavily dependent on pricing power and not just selling more cables. And there is another major headwind they are facing right now: geopolitics. Now, management called the escalation in Middle East between the US, Iran and Israel the single most consequential macro development of the quarter. Why? Because the Middle East makes up about 15 to 16% of Polycab's exports. The conflict disrupted the Strait of Hormuz, caused crude oil prices to rise, and softened the trade sentiment in the month of March, which is usually the strongest month for the industry. But despite these short-term shocks, Polycab's long-term vision, which they call Project Spring, is extremely aggressive. They are aiming to grow at 1.5 to 2 times the market rate till 2030. They are investing heavily, spending 14.8 billion rupees on capex this year alone, completely funded by their massive 41.9 billion rupees of cash pile. So if you are a low risk investor, then Polycab is a good stock for long term. But if you want to go aggressive and aim for higher returns, then I have other stocks for you. Now let us look at KEI Industries, and their Q4 FY 2026 story is completely different and frankly a bit frustrating for them. Now their demand is through the roof, but they literally cannot make cables fast enough to sell them. Now KEI delivered a strong 20.66% revenue growth for the full year with EBITDA jumping over 30%. But in Q4, their volume growth was a tiny 2%. Why? The management explicitly admitted that yes, it was mainly because of the capacity constraint. Now, all their Rajasthan plants were operating at an absolute peak capacity. And to make matters worse, their new Sanand plant was delayed by 6 months. And just like Polycab, KEI also got hit hard by the Middle East supply chain crisis. In March 2026, the shipping lines simply refused to take deliveries to the Middle East. So containers had to be rerouted through Fujairah port and sent by land. And this skyrocketed the freight cost. Now, this logistical nightmare alone cost KEI an estimated 50 to 60 crore rupees in lost export revenue in just 1 month. But here is the exciting part. The future guidance is incredibly bullish. For FY 2027, the management is projecting a massive 17 to 18% volume growth and 25% plus revenue growth. How? Because that delayed Sanand plant is finally operational and the second phase is coming in Q4 of FY 2027. And they are also aggressively reactivating the US market now that the tariffs have normalized. Now, technically speaking, the stock has finally given a strong all time high breakout. In 2024, it made its all time high. It tried to break out again in February, but due to war related uncertainty, the stock corrected from higher levels. Now, in June, also, the stock has not only crossed its all time high, but it has also sustained above it, which is a very positive sign. So, with geopolitical tensions cooling down and the US peace deal almost done, this stock can show a one-sided rally from current levels. Now we are already holding this stock in our multi-bagger model portfolio and we will continue holding it for a higher upside. So if you're an aggressive investor, then KEI has the potential to give good returns. And as always, this was Sanika from Rangavan Finance and I will see you very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hype this video.